Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something's changed, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Maybe your arms feel just a little softer than they used to, or you notice your legs don't carry you up the stairs like they once did. Not dramatically, not all at once, but bit by bit. Quietly. Slowly. You haven't changed your routine much. You're still walking around the house. Still doing the things you usually do. But somehow, things feel heavier. Getting up from the couch takes just a little more effort. Carrying groceries? Suddenly it's more of a chore than it used to be. You think to yourself, maybe it's just aging, maybe this is just how it goes. But what if it isn't just aging? What if that gradual weakness, that slow loss of strength? What if that's your body quietly asking for help? You see, muscle loss, what doctors call sarcopenia, isn't just about looks. It's about how you live. Because when your muscles weaken, everything gets harder. Walking, bending, lifting, even standing steady. And that can lead to falls, hospital visits, or worse, losing your independence. Now, here's the part most people don't know: you don't need fancy supplements. You don't need to hit the gym every day. There's one simple food, affordable, easy to find, and surprisingly powerful, that could actually help reverse muscle loss. Yes, you heard that right. This one food has been shown to feed your muscles in a way most seniors are missing. It's not exotic, it's not trendy, but it works, especially if you're over 60 and you want to stay strong, mobile, and independent. So today, we're diving deep. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this food is, how it works, and the best way to add it to your meals without turning your life upside down. You deserve to feel strong again. Not just for now, but for the years still ahead. And I want to hear from you. If you're ready to take back control of your strength, comment down below, "Stronger every day." And if you're someone who believes in growing older with wisdom and power, don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, because here, we don't just talk about aging. We talk about aging well. Let's begin. Let's start with a man I once knew, Mr. Jenkins. He was 74. A proud, active gentleman who'd mowed his lawn every Saturday for over 30 years. Rain or shine, he was out there. Hat on, sleeves rolled, humming as he pushed that mower across the grass. Then, one spring, something changed. He skipped a Saturday. Then another. Next thing you know, his mower sat untouched in the garage, covered in dust. When I asked how he was doing, he smiled gently and said, "I still feel all right, just get tired easier these days." But then it got harder for him to climb the stairs. Walking to the mailbox left him winded. Standing from the couch? That took 2 tries some days. He hadn't been diagnosed with any new condition. He hadn't had an accident. He was just weaker. Now here's what most people don't realize: that wasn't just getting older. That was something real happening inside his body. It's called sarcopenia, a natural but dangerous condition where the body gradually loses muscle mass and strength with age. And it can begin as early as your 50s. By the time you're in your 70s, if nothing's done, it accelerates fast. Making everyday tasks harder, balance shakier, and independence more at risk. And here's the truth that might surprise you. Losing muscle doesn't just happen because you're not exercising enough. It happens because your body stops holding onto muscle the way it used to. Your hormones shift. Your protein absorption changes. And even if you're eating like you always have, it may no longer be enough. But, and this is important, it's not inevitable. See, one of the biggest misconceptions is thinking, "This is just what happens when you get old. There's nothing I can do." That belief? It's the most dangerous part. Because when you accept it, you stop looking for solutions. And that's how strength slips away quietly, year by year. But here's what science tells us now: you can slow it down. You can rebuild muscle. And you can regain the energy and strength you thought were gone for good. It starts with small steps, gentle movement, daily habits, and better nutrition. But more importantly, it starts with knowing what your body actually needs. Because if you've ever felt like you're eating just fine, but still losing strength, that's a clue. A clue that your muscles are starving, not for calories, but for the right kind of fuel. And that leads us to something most seniors completely overlook. So, before we reveal the star of the show, the one powerful food that could begin turning this around, let's talk about what your muscles are begging you to feed them. Now imagine this with me. It's morning. You sit at the table, open the blinds to let in that soft golden light, and pour yourself a warm cup of tea. Next to it, your usual breakfast. Maybe a slice or two of toast. Some fruit, if you're feeling good. Maybe even a little jam. It feels satisfying. Comforting. Simple. But here's the question your muscles are asking, is this really enough? Because even if you're not hungry, even if that meal feels normal, it might not be feeding your muscles at all. You see, as we age, our bodies change how they process food, especially protein. That's the part many seniors don't know. When you were younger, your body could take a little protein and use it efficiently to build and maintain muscle. But now, it's not so simple. Older adults need more protein, not less, to maintain the same level of muscle health. And not just any protein, but high-quality protein packed with the right amino acids. The building blocks of muscle. Because that tea and toast? That might have just 3 or 4 grams of protein. But your muscles need 25 to 30 grams, per meal, to even start repairing and rebuilding. Now here's where the misunderstanding creeps in. Many seniors believe, well, I had a chicken breast with dinner. That should be enough for the day, right? Unfortunately, it's not. Muscle health isn't like filling a gas tank once and being good to go. It's more like watering a plant throughout the day. Your muscles need a steady stream of protein, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to stay alive and strong. Think of it like this: if you give your muscles too little, too late, they don't have the tools to keep building. They start shrinking. Quietly, invisibly, until one day you realize you've lost strength you didn't know was disappearing. But here's the good news: you don't need to eat like a bodybuilder. You don't need steaks at every meal or to gulp down strange powders. You just need the right kind of protein, consistently, in a way that fits your lifestyle. So, the real question becomes, what's the easiest, most natural way to get high-quality protein into your meals, without changing everything about how you eat? That's where this surprising superfood enters the scene. It's something simple, something accessible, and something most seniors overlook completely. But it could be the game changer your muscles have been waiting for. Let's talk about it. Now let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 68, retired, still active in her garden club, and someone who, like many, started noticing small changes in her body. Her arms felt weaker when lifting her watering can. She needed to lean on the banister a little more when going down the porch steps. Eleanor didn't want to start a complicated supplement routine. She didn't want pills or powders. She just wanted something natural that could help her feel stronger. And so, after speaking to her doctor, she made one small change. She started adding just a small bowl of cottage cheese to her evening routine. That's it. Not a drastic change. Just a half cup before bed, sometimes plain, sometimes with a sprinkle of cinnamon or a few berries. And within a few weeks, she felt the difference. Getting up in the morning felt easier. Her arms didn't tire as quickly while pruning her roses. Even her balance felt more steady. So, what's the secret? Cottage cheese. Yep. That's simple. humble food many people pass by in the dairy aisle. Here's why it works. Cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, a special type of protein that digests slowly, over several hours. And when do your muscles repair and grow the most? While you sleep. That's right, your body does most of its healing and rebuilding at night. So by giving it a slow-releasing source of high-quality protein before bed, you're fueling your muscles all night long. And it's not just about quantity. It's the quality that matters. Casein protein is packed with essential amino acids, the exact ones your body needs to preserve and rebuild muscle. Yet many people skip it. Why? Because cottage cheese is often seen as bland, or old-fashioned. It doesn't have the flashy labels of the latest health trends. But here's the truth, it's a muscle-preserving powerhouse, hiding in plain sight. 1/2 cup gives you around 13 to 15 grams of high-quality protein, plus calcium, B vitamins, and very little sugar. And it's versatile. Add a spoonful of honey or sliced bananas for a sweet treat. Toss in walnuts or chia seeds for added texture. Even mix it into a smoothie if the texture isn't your thing. No matter how you enjoy it, you're giving your body exactly what it's been quietly asking for. But here's the thing. No single food, no matter how powerful, works all by itself. It's part of a bigger picture. So the next question is, how else can you supercharge your strength? Naturally, gently, and in a way that fits your life? Let's keep going. Let me introduce you to Carl. He's 72, a retired carpenter. Strong hands, a quiet smile, and for most of his life, he never thought twice about standing up from a chair. But recently, even rising from his recliner felt like a small mountain. His legs just didn't seem to respond like they used to. He thought, well, I guess this is just part of getting older. But here's what changed. Carl didn't sign up for a gym. He didn't start lifting weights or running laps. He did two simple things. Every morning, he took a short walk around the block with a pair of light resistance bands in his hands, stretching, pulling gently. And he added a small vitamin D supplement to his routine, just a soft gel with breakfast. That's it. Walks and D. Within weeks, he stopped needing help getting out of his chair. Within a couple of months, he was standing taller, moving more confidently. So, what happened? It turns out that vitamin D does more than just protect your bones. It's actually essential for muscle strength. It helps your body absorb protein more efficiently and supports the function of your nerves and muscles. And when you pair that with even the lightest resistance exercise, you trigger a powerful response in your body, one that says, let's rebuild. Your muscles wake up. They start growing again. Slowly, gently, but surely. Now, here's a common fear I hear all the time. Strength training? Oh no, that's for younger people. I might hurt myself. But here's the truth, you don't need to lift heavy weights to grow strong. In fact, not moving is far more dangerous than light, careful exercise. Muscle loss accelerates when we stay still. But just a few minutes a day of gentle, controlled movement can help you slow it down, or even reverse it. Chair-based resistance bands. Wall push-ups. Standing calf raises while holding onto a counter. All of these are safe, low impact, and incredibly effective. And vitamin D? You can get it through sunlight, yes, but as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing it from the sun alone. That's why many seniors benefit from a small supplement. But always speak with your doctor before adding it, especially if you take medications or have health conditions. Because here's the beauty of it, you don't need extreme workouts or complicated routines. You need consistency. Just like watering a plant a little every day, not drowning it once a week. So, what happens when you give your body protein? Pair it with vitamin D. And move, even just a little, every day. You give yourself the best chance to stay strong, mobile, and independent. But here's something most people never think about: when you eat, your protein matters almost as much as what you're eating. Let me tell you about Martha. She's 76, loves crossword puzzles and knitting, and always believed that dinner was the real meal of the day. A big plate of chicken or beef, maybe some rice and veggies, followed by a quiet evening with her favorite book. But for years, her mornings felt sluggish. She'd get out of bed slowly. She'd catch herself wobbling when reaching for the cupboard. Her energy faded fast. Then she learned something that changed everything: your muscles don't just need enough protein. They need it at the right times. So, she made a small shift. Instead of saving all her protein for dinner, she started spreading it out through the day. Scrambled eggs or Greek yogurt at breakfast. A tuna sandwich or lentil soup at lunch. Her usual dinner, but slightly smaller. And cottage cheese before bed. It didn't happen overnight, but within a few weeks, she noticed her balance had improved. She didn't have to grab the counter as often. She had more energy in the late afternoon. And most importantly, she felt stronger. Here's the science behind it: your muscles are constantly in a cycle, breaking down and rebuilding. And every time you eat protein, you give your body the building blocks, amino acids, to repair and grow. But here's the catch. Your body can only use so much protein at once. Cramming 50 grams of protein into one dinner? Most of it won't be used effectively. It's like trying to fill a sponge that's already soaked. You need to pace it. Research shows that adults, especially older adults, benefit more when protein is spread evenly throughout the day. Ideally, you want 25 to 30 grams at each meal. And no, that doesn't mean eating like a bodybuilder. It can be as simple as a hard-boiled egg with your morning toast, some Greek yogurt with fruit, a spoonful of peanut butter in your oatmeal, chicken, tofu, or beans at lunch. And yes, that cottage cheese we talked about, before bed. Each of those adds a little more to your daily total. Each one feeds your muscles, fuels your energy, and helps you move with confidence. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet. You just need to think little by little, all day long. And here's something beautiful: when you time your protein right, you're not just feeding your body. You're reclaiming your rhythm. Your mornings feel better. Your balance improves. And everyday tasks feel less like chores and more like choices. So now, let's take a breath. Let's pause and reflect on what all of this really means, not just for your muscles, but for your life. It's tough. Really tough. Watching your body not do what it used to. Struggling to open jars that once gave no trouble. Feeling winded from stairs that you used to take 2 at a time. That ache in your knees. That hesitation when reaching for something on a high shelf. For many seniors, it doesn't just feel physical, it feels like a part of your identity is quietly slipping away. Maybe you've said to yourself, "I'm just not who I used to be." And that thought alone can weigh heavier than any grocery bag. You start to avoid things you once loved. You stop walking as far. You rely more and more on help, until suddenly, your world feels smaller. But here's the truth. And I hope you let it sink in. You are not powerless. You have more control than you think. Every small choice you make, that handful of protein in the morning, that 10-minute walk before dinner, that gentle resistance band stretch while the kettle's boiling, it all matters. Because these little acts, they are not just routines. They are reminders that your body still listens, that your muscles still respond, that your strength isn't gone, it's just been waiting for you to call it back. So, here's what I want you to try tonight. Nothing fancy. Just one thing. A half cup of cottage cheese before bed. That's it. Scoop it into a bowl. Maybe add a few berries, or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Sit down, and enjoy it slowly. It may seem simple, too simple, even, but this tiny step could be the start of something powerful. Because you see, aging doesn't have to mean decline. It doesn't have to mean giving up your independence or settling for less. It can mean wisdom. It can mean clarity. And, yes, it can even mean strength. You've made it this far with courage and resilience. And with just a few changes, your golden years can become your strongest years. So don't give in to the myth that says it's all downhill from here. Instead, believe in what's still possible. Because there's still so much life, energy, and strength waiting just beneath the surface, and it's yours to reclaim. So, let's gently bring everything we've learned today back into focus. To recap. First, muscle loss is natural as we age, but that doesn't mean it's permanent. It can be slowed. It can be reversed. And it starts with awareness. Second, most seniors, even those who think they're eating well, aren't getting enough protein. Especially not the right kind. Your muscles are hungry, not for calories, but for what helps rebuild and protect them. Third, cottage cheese, yes, that humble bowl you might have overlooked, is actually your secret weapon. Packed with slow-digesting casein protein, it helps your muscles heal and grow while you sleep. Fourth, pair that nutrition with vitamin D and gentle resistance movements. A stretch here, a lift there. A little more light on your skin. It all adds up to strength you can feel. And fifth, don't wait until dinner to give your muscles what they need. Spread that protein out, morning, noon, and night, to keep your body fueled and functioning all day long. Now let me ask you something from the heart. Have you noticed muscle loss creeping in over the years? Maybe your grip isn't as firm. Maybe you don't walk quite as far. Or maybe, you've tried something that actually helped you feel stronger again. What was it? Share your story in the comments, what's helped you, what you've learned, or even what you're still struggling with. Your voice might be the encouragement someone else needs today. And if this video gave you something new to think about, something that made you pause, reflect, or even feel a spark of motivation, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. We're more than a channel, we're a community that believes aging should be full of strength, clarity, and care. Because you deserve that. And we're here to help you get there, one step at a time. So, thank you for watching today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And thank you for believing, just a little more, in what your body can still do. Stay strong. Stay curious. And remember, every single day is another chance to grow healthier, wiser, and stronger. I'll see you in the next video.